Hi, Reverend Colonel here. Today we are talking about removing popcorn from the ceilings again. I'm going to give you a few tips on how to make life easier and make this go better. Sorry I haven't posted anything in a while. I've had a lot of family drama going on around the holidays. Go figure. Seems like it always seems to happen around the holidays. But anyway, here I am removing popcorn from the ceiling. So I'm going to give you a few tips on that. Looks like a Dexter Christmas in here. I saw the plastic on the walls and on the floor here. You want to do that. Prep is key, just like in all paint work. The more prep work you do, the better your job will turn out. And you don't want to get all this water and stuff on your walls, especially drywall or wood. I mean, you don't want water on it. And you want to keep all this mess off of your floors because this is a messy process. And so we want to keep everything off of TVs and everything else. So you want to do that. So I recommend that you get you a sprayer like this. You don't need to get one of those high dollar ones that a lot of people on the internet are saying to get, ones with backpacks and all that, unless you're going to do like thousands of square foot of popcorn a day. You don't really need a backpack. I just picked this one up. It's an HDX. Picked it up at Home Depot for about 20 bucks, you know, and I've used it a lot on several jobs, and I've used it at home, and it's still running like a champ. So first thing I do is I fill that thing up to the top line there with hot water, hottest I can get. I find hot water does make a difference. And then I use a little bit of Simple Green because it's simple and it's green, and it works great for so many things. I love this stuff. It is the best for cleaning paintbrushes and stuff, but you don't need a lot. About that much is about all you need in there because this stuff is concentrated. You want to put your Simple Green in after you put your water in. Otherwise, you're just going to have a bunch of foam in there, and nobody wants a head on their spray thing, you know. I mean, shoot, don't want that much of a head on your beer, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, so, and then you put this thing together and pump it up, get all the pressure that you can on there, and then we'll go over the spraying process. All right, so you're going to spray this. You're going to get it wet, but you don't want it to where it's dripping off of here like some kind of rainforest or something. And I'm going to do a section at a time here. Places that are joints, like corners like that, you want to get a little extra wet. And then I'm going to spray ahead of where I'm going. And you keep doing that as you're scraping. Spray an area ahead of time. The area I just sprayed over here has already been sprayed once previously. And you're going to spray it and you'll see that it soaks in. And usually about 3 times of letting it soak in. Just let that sit for a few minutes. Let it soak. It'll soak it up like a sponge. You can see the back of the drywall gets a little bit damp when it's totally done and good. So we don't want it too wet because you don't want to damage your drywall, but you want it wet enough that this stuff will slide right off. Hopefully it hasn't been painted much or at all. This one here, I think may have been painted once. So a little stubborn, but not as bad as some. I had one that somebody, God forbid, painted it with a gloss paint instead of sealing white. And that thing was a mess. It took a lot of work to get that popcorn sealing off, but it's rare that you run into one like that. You will get some that have been painted a few times, but as long as they didn't use a semi-gloss or a gloss, the water will penetrate it easily. So let that sit just a second. I'm gonna hit it with one more pass, hit my part here ahead one more time, and then we will check the scrape. All right, so I think this one is ready to go. I use a drywall knife like this. Wide blade is good. I have a narrow one that I use for tight spots. And if it slides off like that, then you know it's ready. And that is how you want it to come off. You want it to be like a hot knife in butter. Now, if you run into a spot, see I'm getting a little resistance right there. That needs to be sprayed some more. If it comes off easy as pie like this, you know it's ready. So you just do a little test and you'll see how it is. And you run into a little bit like that. You don't want to dig into it. You don't want to dig and gouge into your drywall. You'll get occasional little dings here and there, but that's what you want to do. On angles like this, going down works best, gives you a good angle. And you can see I've been pretty busy here. I got a little bit more to do here. I already got this top area, all of it scraped off, and it went really well. My piles of junk there and some in the trash bag already. So, and if you're doing like a flatter ceiling and you got a large area to do, what I do is I take a painting pole, extension pole, and I take a couple of zip ties and I tie one of my broad knives on there, and then I reinforce it with some duct tape. And that makes a really good scraper for large areas. You can do like 8-foot ceilings from standing on the ground, and just got to make sure you get the right angle when you're doing it. You don't want to gouge into things. So, popcorn ceiling removal at its best. And there you have it. All the popcorn is down. Now, you will notice, without the popcorn, you're gonna get a little more echo in the room. Hello, 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 hello. See what I'm saying? So, but once it's painted, that'll help. And once furniture's in here again, that's gonna absorb a lot of it. So, but yeah, that's why they call it acoustic. That's the proper name for it, acoustic texture. We all call it popcorn though. So, there you go. We're on our way to a nice smooth ceiling. Now we just gotta do some drywall touch-ups. Get out the mud and the trowel, sandpaper, sanding screen, sanding pole, clean it up real good, and then we'll be ready to paint. All right, so I'm all ready to prime and paint, and that's what I'm getting to do. And thank you for watching my videos and subscribing, all of you that do. I promise to get more videos out this year than I have this last few months here. I've had a lot going on, a lot of family stuff, things with my elderly mother and other family, and people trying to tell you what to do and how to do it, and trying to interject and cause trauma. Anyway, but it's Christmas time. I got 2 days to Christmas. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. And, it's a time where family needs to pull together, be together, and, friends, family, those that you're close to. And remember that, it's not just about the gathering. The gathering's good. The food is really good. And it's not about the presents. Presents aren't what's important. But what's important is that we remember what Christmas really, truly is all about. And that is the birth of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And yeah, okay, December 25th is probably not really his birthday. A lot of theologians and historians and stuff have said that it's in the spring or the summer or whatever, but it really doesn't matter because no one really knows for a fact when it is. The important thing is not that we're celebrating Jesus' birthday, but the important thing is that we are celebrating that God made a pathway for you and for me and everyone who believes in Jesus as their Lord and as their Savior. He made a pathway because before that there was no pathway. We tried and tried and tried, sacrifices and trying to be holy and all this stuff, but you know what? There ain't a man alive that's been holy enough to get into heaven on their own without a little bit of help from God. And so God made a pathway. He sent his son and sent him in human form. And he came here and he lived among us. He dwelt among us. He got to see firsthand what it was like to be us. And I think that's where a lot of his love and compassion came because, from being a deity to being a human being, it was quite a sacrifice. It wasn't just a sacrifice that he did on the cross, but it was a sacrifice that he came down from heaven to be here with you and me. And so during this Christmas time, I want you to think about that. I want you to think about the fact that God loved you so much that he sent his one and only son to come down here and to live among us and eat with us and sleep with us. And, they even partied together. Jesus made wine at the wedding. But, he made a pathway because he knew we couldn't do it on our own. And he really wanted us to see what he's like. And Jesus said it many times to his disciples. If you know me, you know the Father. And so knowing Jesus is how we know God. And all you got to do is accept Jesus Christ into your life and let him be your Lord and your Savior. And you can go to heaven too. And it's not just about heaven, it's just being saved from all this mess, Life is good a lot of times. Sometimes life is tough. But in heaven, you'll never shed a tear. You'll never be hungry. You'll never want for anything because everything will be perfect, including you. So anyway, this is the Reverend Colonel. I hope you have an awesome, awesome Christmas. And I will talk to you probably after Christmas. God bless you all. And please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.